first part we wanted to do was to look at the outside of the shops and how to improve those. For that we provided a shop front grant that they could apply for. We wanted to make sure that the inside of the shop was working well, so again that's the part with Metamorphosis, who were able to go in and work with them to identify how they could better lay the shop out, how they could look at the type of goods they sold and whether they could change that to improve them. Business Link were able to provide the sound business advice, looking at the way that they ran the business. We knew that for a lot of our shopkeepers, to say to them, would you like to do this merchandise training, they would be fairly cynical about it. We looked at offering the shopfront grants, which we felt would make a big difference to the outside, and it has. It's really tidied up a lot of the towns. But a condition of that grant was they had to do the merchandise training, and that was the thing that actually meant the most to us. There was no point in tidying up the front and then actually leaving the inside still what we would perceive as, or their customers would perceive as, a mess. Most of our businesses have turned around and said we were very cynical at first, but actually realised very quickly what they were being told made a lot of sense. What was really nice is that though Metamorphosis have got a lot of experience in the past of dealing with the big companies, and therefore they really understand what it is they're talking about, they still appreciate that these are small independent shops that don't have lots of money like the big players. They can't make masses of changes. So what they were able to do was to give them a whole list of things that they could do. Some were free, some were easy to implement, and then some were a bit more complex and say maybe a bit more expensive. And they could take from that the things that they felt they could do. I think the way that Metamorphosis has probably given the companies back their belief in why they came into retail in the first place, and the fact that they are in control of their own destiny within their shop. Yes, external influences are there and create problems, but there's always something that they can do about it. For the comments that our traders have said, they really have found that Metamorphosis have got alongside them, that they understand them and they understand their issues and problems, but they're actually giving them answers to their problems, but not just one-off answers, but answers to help them rethink about the whole reason why they're doing what they're doing. And you can see the positiveness in their faces. They're much brighter, they're much happier, and certainly, as I say, much more in control. I think we don't realise, especially if you are a local authority and you work for a big organisation, how isolated a lot of our small independent traders are. They don't have a lot of people to support them and help them. They do have staff, but obviously, at the same time, they often have to sort of make people redundant or discipline them and those sort of things. So getting too close and getting friendly is very hard for them. What this has done is given them somebody to talk to, somebody to ask the questions that they need people to answer for them about the way the business is going and are they doing the right things. So really it's got that side of it happening, but also they're now talking to each other more as well, and that's been encouraged. So they're supporting each other and building up that network that just wasn't there before. So yeah, I think to me that's probably the most successful part of the whole project. Quite a few of them said that they started off doing the simple stuff, realised it was making a big difference to their business, especially the turnover, and so therefore they've gone on to make some of the other changes. Most of our businesses have said they've seen at least 15 to 20% increase in their turnover. Some have seen even more, which, from my opinion, in a time of recession is absolutely fantastic. So though there is a cost to attach to it for us as a local authority, it has been an investment that's really helped. We've seen the declines that the shops have stopped closing down, and we've started to see some of the shops reopen. But again, what we've really seen, which is absolutely superb, is the way that the towns are now beginning to work together. They're becoming much more of a buzz about it. I'm constantly got the councillors saying to me, this is absolutely fantastic, well done, we really appreciate everything that you're doing for our town. So, from our point of view, it's definite. And again, a lot of the residents are also saying that they really appreciate the improvement. They feel they're getting their town back again. It's really nice actually. As local authorities, we often do a lot of stuff and just get no recognition for it. But in this case, we were recognised by the Federation of Small Business. We put forward originally for the West Sussex and Surrey Award for Business Friendly Council, which we successfully came first. We were then put forward for the South East of England award, the same thing by them, and we won that too. So again, for us as staff, it's great. It really gives you a motivation to believe what you're doing is something that the private sector thinks really good as well as the public sector. But also it's just great for our members. You know, they obviously take a big step of faith when we put these projects forward to spend the money to make things happen, and to see what's gone on within their own town is a reward. But then to get this to be recognised by the business community is an even better reward for them, really. So yeah, it's fantastic. I think the important part is to really talk to the different people within your community. Make sure you understand how the residents feel about what's going on, but also about the traders and the different authorities, and get them collectively working together if you can. Try to set the programs that you know clearly the direction you're trying to go in, but be a little bit careful about trying to be too prescriptive. We found that once you can get companies like Metamorphosis, Business Link and others, is that they actually have a lot that they can bring to the table. So rather than us going and buying a package from them, we found it's been great to actually engage them at the earlier stage and develop the program with them, because as I said, they bring a lot to the table as well as ourselves and the community itself. So get the community involved, but make sure also that the companies you work with to deliver the solutions, get them involved as early as you can to help develop the program. Use their wealth of experience and knowledge to help you. Fantastic. Metamorphosis are a great team. Both Ellie and Eve are really good about the way they go in and they talk to the businesses, and they just become their friends really quickly, really easy. Small, but they're friendly, very enthusiastic and very passionate about what they do. They really understand their industry and they really do want to support and help people. They're very passionate to see independents thrive and to do well, so they're really good at getting alongside them, just really helping to understand their needs. They're very realistic as well. They know that our little small traders don't have the pots of money and they don't have the lots of staff to do things. So the things that they suggest and help them is very realistic. And of course, because they are realistic, the people do it, then they see the success and that encourages them to do other things. So great people, great to work with, and looking forward to the next project with them. We've gone on to support and help a couple of other towns with a similar programme, but more importantly for us, we wanted to make this project sustainable, as in that it would have long-term impacts. We knew that the businesses were really beginning to think about their own shop, what it looked like, trying to draw the customers in, sell them. What we wanted to do was to find a way to get them to work collectively together so that Midhurst or Petworth or whichever town it was had its own unique selling point, and therefore people would want to come to the town, or if they were nearby they would want to stay using the town rather than travelling further away. We didn't really know how to do this, and again that's where the greatness of the relationship that's developed between ourselves and Metamorphosis is that we've been able to talk a lot of that through, and we've developed that program together. It's been a journey really, rather than just something that happened. So from us employing consultants to deliver a specific job, it's now gone to us working with them to develop future programs. We've started to do that, and that's beginning to work quite well. That helps us for two levels. Firstly, it does help the towns with their long-term longevity, but also it means that the businesses are beginning to understand that collectively they can make a difference to their future, and they don't have to rely on the council to come up with money all the time. And with the way that things are going in the economy, that's becoming more and more important to us as local authorities, is that we've provided them with the skills to feed themselves rather than us having to provide them with the food, as they say.